Hey guys, what's up? It's KO Ninja back again with another video, and today I'm here to welcome you to the Superman guide. I saw that a lot of people in the MultiVersus Discord was kind of asking for this, so I decided might as well be the one to make it. Just jump on that bandwagon before anyone else does. And yeah, this is gonna be a basic little tutorial. So if you guys like this guide, and want to see more of them, like specific team synergies and matchup guides, then make sure to like and comment what you want to see next. Let's get into it. Okay, so a basic rundown of Superman is that he is an insanely long-living tank character with an insanely good recovery. You shouldn't be dying with this character optimally to like 160%. On like really not dying stages, like that haunted house where you have enclosed walls, you shouldn't really be dying on that until like 160, 200. But in general, you shouldn't be you should generally always be living till 120. Rule of thumb is that you should never be the first one to die, whether it comes to your enemies or your allies. You are the tank of the team. You usually take the most damage, which means you live the longest, which means you usually do the most damage. But don't feel bad if you don't do the most, because there are some really heavy hitters in this game. So yeah, don't focus on the stats all too much, but you generally shouldn't be the first one dying. Superman generally isn't a combo monster like other characters like Harley Quinn, Bugs Bunny, Tom and Jerry. I'm sure they have some combos too. Batman, he isn't a combo character. He relies mostly on his strong, powerful strikes and his generally one-hitting like combos. Like he has this combo right here, which is one main important part of his toolkit, where you set them up for like an air dodge read, and then you get a lot more damage off of it. In general, you're killing it like 100%. So like somewhere around here-ish you should be killing. If the DI is correct, you should be killing around there. Superman is really good at killing off the top and spiking due to the fact that he has this move right here, and he can slam them right into the ground. But other cases, when you're on stage, you usually want to go for this and throw them straight up into the blast zone, which has netted me kills at like insanely early percents. I'm pretty sure I've killed someone at 20 before just from doing that. You can also usually use your ability for this to shark at the ledge and kind of camp here, so that way you can grab them and put them in like the worst situation possible where they die at like 20 or 10%. So yeah, let's just get into the more specific stuff about his moves, starting with his normal attacks. First off, we'll talk about his like neutral jabs and charge attacks and stuff on the ground, and then we'll talk about them in the air. So first off, let's talk about his jab. So his jab is a bit of a vortex, where it will keep you in for the entire duration, but obviously you can air dodge out of it after a certain percent, like right around, sorry, right around here, like this. Yeah, around this part where he starts doing the flurry, you can start air dodging. But as you can see, they can get sucked back in if they air dodge wrong. Also, this goes straight into his his like general like charge attacks, like his up charge and his down charge, which can help you net for other air dodge reads and combos. So that's what makes it good. Also, if your teammate is like semi competent, they can also combo off of this, because this will vortex everyone in it, and you can generally grab two people with it. As you can grab two people with it if you want to. Just know that it can be air dodge out of, so be ready to read that around here. If they don't air dodge after the flurry, they can air dodge somewhere in between the flurry of punches, so you just have to be ready for that. If they eat the full thing, then at the very end you get this attack, which you can alternate with your normal charge move, like that. Which will have armor, so they can't mash, as well as most of his other smash attacks have armor. But yeah, speaking of smash attacks, let's talk about his smashes. Okay, so first thing we're gonna talk about is his neutral smash attack. I'm gonna call them smash attacks because I'm a Smash player. But you can call them charge attacks. I would use them differentially, you know, like that. But yeah, neutral charge has armor. You see that little bar down there? When that bar completely runs out, your moves will no longer have armor on them, and you can no longer do your laser move. Which are very important, so make sure you keep an eye on that. Generally, it won't be much of an issue because you won't generally be spamming the armor if you're decent at the game. If you're bad, then you might got to. But yeah, With most of his smash attacks, you can cancel out of them with an air dodge, making them even more safe than they already are, because God forbid you get armor then invincibility. But then this also takes away a bit of your bar, which you can see my bar is slowly decreasing, and then it will slowly come back up after a little bit amount of time. But yeah, his down smash has armor breaking properties, and you can actually kind of use this for a little combo, which you can go into up smash and then kill, and then go for whatever combo you want after that. I usually go for up air, or yeah, it's up air attack, if the game would let me connect it, but yeah. That has armor breaking properties. I don't generally use it too much, but when I do, it's usually to spike down here, because it has a hitbox where it'll reach below the ledge and will hit someone if they're trying to come back up. So I generally go for this because down air kind of has a weird property where it's kind of slow. You usually use this after trying to do an up special again, but yeah, you'll usually be using this to hit them and shark them and then kill them really early because they're stupid and didn't air dodge. Next up smash attack is his up smash. This will generally be your main comboing smash because this will go straight into your up special. And in some cases you can kind of read someone and go for that. But most of the time you'll usually be doing up air because that is the most consistent and will get you the most consistent damage, which is what I usually strive for when it comes to Superman. Also, this has armor, so if you want to try and like beat someone out, you can armor through one of their moves and charge it, and then go for something like that, read their air dodge, and get the kill. So that's basically all of his ground air charge neutral moves. So let's get to his air ones. Alright, so now let's talk about his air attacks. So, first off I'm going to talk about his forward air first, because I feel like that'd be a bit more important. You can obviously fastball this like a lot of his other air attacks. This also puts you into a float state, like that. So that way you can kind of use it to recover and kind of use it to stall. What I usually like to use it for is reading air dodges. And like that. Like, in general, higher percents, you can use this to read air dodges, so that way you can, hit them and get even more percent, which will be insanely important, so that way you can kill early and, get those gimps and, those cheese kills that you probably would need to get. Also, don't spam this, obviously attack decay, but you can do fair trains and like, train them off the stage, and that's also really funny because they don't realize that they can air dodge like 2 fairs in. So yeah, that's basically his forward aerial. Doesn't have any armor, none of his air attacks have armor generally. So next is his neutral. I accidentally reset. His neutral. This is a multi-hitting attack. Obviously. It can catch neutral air dodges if you try hard enough and delay it nice enough. But yeah, this isn't much of a move. You can combo this after lasers, and it's really easy to hit. So if you're not consistent with laser into side special, then you can do that. Obviously, you have to be a tad bit closer in order to actually hit this. But yeah, this is really just all it is. You can generally use it at combos at the wall, so that way you can like combo into forward air again. But yeah, this is really just a primer move, so that way you can combo into other things. Next, we'll talk about his down air attack. This is a spiking move. Just sends you straight down. Let me show you right here. Just genuinely sends you straight down, like this. And it's really nice, but also really weird. I don't use it too often because, it's kind of weird, and it has a tendency to miss because its hitbox is actually, again, really weird. So I don't generally use this. I generally use, when it comes to gimping someone, it comes down to this. Like using this attack to actually do that to someone. So yeah, that's really his down air attack. It's nothing much. If you get it at high percents, it'll ground bounce, and then you can combo into like an up air like that, or like a neutral air or a smash attack if they DI wrong, and then you get that, and it's pretty nice. But other than that, nothing really much. Next is his up air attack. Usually you use this to finish combos or kill someone off the top. This never really ever kills off the top because of its kill power. It'll usually kill off the top at like later percents, but at that point you'd probably just go for laser into side B to kill or laser into up B to kill. You can do laser into charge up special. which will kill around 100, I believe. Um, yeah, like that. You can do laser into up special. Make sure you're low so that way they don't have a time to air dodge. But yeah, you can use that as a little kill. I usually use side special because it puts them in an even worse situation. Like up here, so that way. But if you want the genuine like straight up kill, and you believe that you can hit it right, because there is a timing to it. You have to get the timing. So that's why I usually do side special, because it's easier. It doesn't always kill correctly, but you can always just, you know, go for it and put them in a situation where it's a guess for life. A guess for life situation, you know? Just a little guess for life situation. But other than that, that's all of his air moves. All of them are generally used just for like combos and kills and stuff. Superman's aerials aren't really the greatest for insanely stuffing people out. But yeah, that's basically it. Now let's talk about the bean potatoes, his actual specials. Alright, time to talk about his specials, which are probably Superman's most important tools in his kit, like they are for a bunch of other characters, but for Superman it's a lot more important because these are genuinely what start some of his more important combos, his more important B&Bs. So first off, we'll start with his Freeze Breath, which is probably his worst special. The freeze is kind of bad. It takes a little bit to actually straight up freeze them. Obviously, it'll stack over time, and it puts them in a frozen state, so if you get that, you can just straight up kill them. But other than that, you can. There is another use for it, and the fact that you can actually beat projectiles with this, and I'm pretty sure Shaggy's down special is the sandwich. Yeah, it is. So, if someone throws a projectile at you, you can actually, if the game will let me, freeze it. As you can see right there, he kind of froze it. Hold on. Yeah, like that. You can freeze projectiles, and it's good but also bad, because there are certain projectiles that you can't straight up freeze, like projectiles that you would actually want to freeze, and as you can see, if the projectile's even slightly angled a little bit up, it will just go straight above you. That's what makes this anti-air or anti-projectile freeze breath inconsistent for basically the entire game. So I don't generally use freeze breath. It has a bit of a pushback factor, as you can see. It kind of pushes Shaggy back. But other than that, I generally don't use it because I could usually be spending the energy on doing other things, like preparing to kill with the next special we're going to talk about, his laser. His laser special is insanely good. Let me just put him on recovery again and resume training. And look, so his laser sets up for kills. His laser provides support basically anywhere. So say you're like all the way up here, you can basically cover the entire screen and basically cover wherever you need to cover in order to provide protection and like usefulness, just in case you're like out of battle and you get knocked away, because Superman gets knocked away a lot. So what I like to do when I'm knocked away is a laser at like the very tippity top of the stage, so that way I can just cover like a really good angle and like help my teammate who's possibly getting dogpiled. This will be helpful in the Iron Giant, you know, little Iron Giant like team up synergy, where Iron Giant gets dogpiled a lot and you can't really do much about it if you're completely knocked away. Also, it kills at insanely high percents. You usually combo into it with side special. But yeah, another good thing about down special is that you can combo. His lasers are really good for setting up combos because it puts them in a lot of hit stun. It also adds a burn effect to them, so it adds even a little bit of more damage. So yeah, it really just sets up for combos. It's really good as a projectile. It's generally not affected by projectile related perks, which I'll probably make a guide on another time if you guys want to see that. But yeah, his lasers are pretty good. One main weakness is that you can actually jump over his lasers. And yeah, hold on, let me show you real quick. You can actually jump over his lasers, which is pretty shitty. Like that, like as you can see, he obviously, you know, like that. He jumped over the laser. You can jump over the lasers. But if they're not expecting it, because it does have a delayed explosion, so if they jump at the wrong time, you can actually potentially catch them and then kill them for it. One good thing to do while you're doing lasers is always to look out at the opponent's percent and look out for the kill, because you can always just straight up wait and, you know, look out and just be ready for laser into side special and kill. which is insanely important for the consistency of Superman kills. And I really recommend you just go into training mode and practice laser into side special. It's insanely important for Superman's combo game, and I'd say it's like his most important combo is laser into side special, considering how much you'll be using laser and how much side special is actually important. Now let's actually talk about side special. Side special, don't let anyone believe that this move is broken. It is slow as fuck. It's slow. It's a recovery tool, which is another reason why Superman's recovery is insanely potent and insanely good, because this just helps you like live whenever you want it to. One good thing about laser, or not laser, but side special, is that when you hit it, it grabs you and it puts you in a little situation where if they air dodge into you to try and get back onto the stage, you can actually read them and go for that. Read them and go for whatever option seems most appropriate at the time, and stuff like that. Other than that, his side special is really just good for like intercepting people. um it has a little bit of a hitbox, so people from generally down under, like down under, can hit you from where you're like flying, like your belly is at, and then they can hit you, and then you just don't get that, and it's not very fun, and it's happened to me a lot. And don't let anyone convince you that this move is broken, because it isn't. It's slow. um but yeah, generally it's generally used as a combo tool, and you can use it to kill really early off the sides, which is another thing that up special is used for that we can actually talk about right now. His up special is this. His up special generally is just used for straight up kills. His up special is used for funny cheesy kills at the very top, and that's really it. There's no real other use to it. It's not really used for intercepting. You can read an air dodge by using this, and you can do 2 in the air. So just in case you want to go cheeky and try and go for something like that, yeah, you can really kill really early with up special. So that's what makes it a pretty good move. Not really many other uses for it other than that, but yeah, that's really what up special is used for. Now we can talk about the inferior versions, their ground versions. Though the reason I didn't talk about their ground versions is because they're all bad. Except for his lasers on the ground. His lasers on the ground are okay, because it provides super armor. It's the late explosion. You can kind of like read with it. And then it has a hitbox right there. It kills the really late percents. But yeah, it's just armored laser. If you point it at the edge of the stage, it'll go off the stage. So do with that what you will. But other than that, it's alright. It's not terrible. But it's terrible. Freeze breath, obviously the exact same thing as it was before freezes projectiles, but if the projectiles are even slightly angled, which most of them are, they will go over your head and hit you in the face, and that is not good. His up special on the ground is probably debatably his worst. The reason that there's a fire there is because I have the perk called Flaming Reentry, which will add a fire there, which will do a little bit of damage every like little tick, as you can see, like right here. If I push Shaggy into it, there's a little bit of like a fire. And see, yeah, it'll burn him for a little bit. He'll burn him for a little bit of damage. Other than that, I don't use it because the armor may look good, but it isn't really that good, and you can only put 1 fire at a time. So there isn't really much use for this. Up special. There's a little fun thing you can do where you can air dodge and cancel directly into Flaming Reentry, which will make it invincible then armored, which is it's kind of neat, but I don't really think it's that important. It's kind of like a little novelty thing. If the opponent isn't expecting it, then you can kind of go for it. But other than that, I really don't think it's really that important. The next one is his side special, which is weird. It's so weird. It has a perk attached to it called Sniper Punch, but I never really use Sniper Punch. The thing is that this thing can be stuffed out insanely easily, and I implore you, go into a match and try to land this move at least once. This thing gets stuffed out like all the damn time. Also the movement is really weird because he'll try and like slam into the floor, and like it won't send him anywhere. Like if you aim like right here, you can kind of like see him going closer and closer to the floor. So like if you aim like downwards, yeah, you can see that type of thing happen. It has a little bit of armor at the very end of the move, but that's generally never going to come out because they're never going to hit you at the very end of the move. They're generally going to hit you within this part of the move you see right here. It has a perk to it called Sniper Punch, that provides a little bit of extra range. Generally, I don't use it. I usually use Flaming Reentry, and I don't use his, other perk, because it's not that useful, because freeze breath isn't that useful. His lasers already do enough damage as it is. I used to use flaming reentry because it provides some sort of utility at the very ledge, you know. But yeah, I usually just use flaming reentry. It's probably his best perk. But yeah, that's really just how his ground specials are. Next we'll go over like a little bit of a general game plan now. So really, with Superman, you want to do strong lumbering strikes into like reads, so that way you can kill your opponent really early off the top or off the sides using his side or up special. Usually Superman kills between 100, and if you're really lucky, then you usually kill like 50. Some stages that he does well on, I believe, are any like flat, generally no platform stages, because platforms actually catches lasers, which makes them not as good. One really bad stage that I do not like is Finn's Treehouse. Everyone hates that stage, but it's really bad for Superman because his lasers get completely invalidated if you're fighting at the very bottom, which is not good. Is not good. One good thing is that he kills really early at the top if you do it on Finn's Treehouse. But another bad thing is that the palm trees on the very side catch your side special, and then you kind of just they're leaning into the wall, kind of like this, and you look stupid and dumb for like a total of 3 seconds before you realize, oh, I'm not providing anything because there's a stupid tree. Obviously you can destroy it, but just being there at the very beginning just kind of bogs it down. But yeah, other than that, I really think that Superman just really does well on generally flatter stages. His perks aren't really going to come into effect unless you stack them. One really good perk that I think should be used on basically all Supermans is triple jump, because if you stack triple jump, you get another jump, which adds to his recovery, which makes him even harder to kill. Which is really good for Superman, because with triple jump, you kind of extend it. It's not for too much longer, but what it really does help with is your like suicide bomber kill type like recoveries and shit, where you like try and take someone off with you with side special, and it'll generally help you make it back just in case you ran out of jumps and stuff. Another little tip that I can give is that freeze breath actually leaves you in a floating state. So if you want to freeze breath your way all the way back to the stage, then you can actually. You can just go like this, which makes his recovery even better. So in general, what you want to really abuse is how good Superman is at coming back from the stage. You can generally play in this range for as long as you really want, as long as you have options to come back, which is what I generally recommend. At edge guarding range, you kind of want to just read a dodge around this range right here, which is where you can generally read either with forward air or any of your smash attacks. If they do not have a jump, or they're committing to something like really heavy, like Batman using grappling hook on you, you can actually side special into it and kill them really early for it. You get really early kills to Superman. Optimally, you get like 2 really early kills at the very beginning of the game, and so you're like extremely in the lead. And what you really need to do is make sure your teammate doesn't throw, because around here, Supermans don't throw. We Chads, we don't throw. But yeah, that's really all I need to say. Superman is okay. He feels a little bit inconsistent because his entire game plan really just depends on how stupid your opponent is and runs into side special or uses a bad air dodge. He really relies on reads because his armor is good, but there are a lot of armor breaking moves, and there are some matches that he does bad in. Cough, cough, Finn. Cough, cough, Bugs. But yeah, I really think that Superman is just inconsistent. But if you put the time in, I really feel like he's worth it. So if you really want to play him, then go ahead and play him. But yeah, that's really what I like to say. If you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Bye.